welcome to this news briefing, and thank you to Margie Propp for being here to provide interpretation services. We want to say hello from America's happiest city. We are so pleased that Men's Health magazine surveyed residents of 100 U.S. cities and then voted us as the happiest of them all, which says a lot about who we are as a community, considering that that's what their conclusion was, even as we all face so many challenges related to the pandemic. And essentially, the magazine recognized what we in Lincoln already know to be true, which is that we enjoy a high quality of life in the capital city. And we're here today to focus on one of the important foundations for that quality of life, our streets. Our streets are critical assets that drive economic growth, create jobs, and help improve safety in our community. Well-designed and maintained streets also decrease congestion and improve air quality. And streets are the arteries through which our Lincoln economy pulses. They link producers to markets, workers to jobs, customers to businesses, children to their schools, and so much more. So investing in transportation infrastructure now enhances our quality of life and opens the door to growth opportunities that will assure that our children and our grandchildren have a vibrant community to call home. Voters showed that they understand the importance of our street infrastructure when they approved additional investment in our city streets in the spring of 2019. We promised to be transparent about how those dollars are spent, and today we are releasing the first annual report for Lincoln on the Move, showing how the first year's funds have been used and what comes next. The 6-year Lincoln on the Move street investment began officially on October 1st, 2019, and will continue through October of 2025. We have some maps we're going to share with you today, and this first one, this map identifies street projects funded through a variety of typical city funding sources and includes the first few Lincoln on the Move projects of the 2019 construction season. Now we include the same map with the projects in the 2020 construction season. Those additional projects would not have been possible without the public support of the Lincoln on the Move street investment. Lincoln Transportation and Utilities plans to complete about 50 of the Lincoln on the Move projects during the 6 years that the street investment is in effect. And so here's our 6-year outlook on those Lincoln on the Move projects. And we're really pleased to announce that despite the pandemic, our year one revenue totaled $13.8 million, which is slightly exceeding expectations. That has enabled us in the first year to start or complete 8 significant projects. And we are going to show you some of those now. The next slide shows 3 residential projects. We have 2 arterial projects, and then 3 growth projects on the next slide. And you'll find a complete list of the Lincoln on the Move projects in the annual report, which is now available at lincoln.ne.gov/streets. Those projects included North 70th Street from Colfax to Havelock Avenue, and the area near Zeman Elementary School along South 52nd Street. As we look to year 2, the city is moving full speed ahead. We plan to undertake 20 street projects this upcoming construction season, and residents will see 14 neighborhood and arterial street improvement projects. And these 14 neighborhood and arterial street improvement projects will include the Huntington and Layton Avenue area from North 33rd to North 48th Streets, and the McPhee neighborhood from South 16th and F Streets. Residents will also see growth street projects, 6 growth street projects, including Holdridge Street from North 87th to North 93rd Streets, and Rokeby Road from South 77th to South 84th Street. That's a lot. Are you keeping up with me, Margie? Okay. The decision on which streets to complete is led by LTU with the guidance and oversight of our Advisory Committee on Transportation, also known as the ACT. And this is a 14-member citizen body, all volunteers who've dedicated an enormous amount of time and energy to providing this extra layer of assurance and oversight. And we're very grateful for the service they're performing for our community. And one of the co-chairs is Shannon Harner, who is the executive director of the Nebraska Investment Finance Authority. Shannon is joining us by Zoom to tell us more about the selection process. Over to you, Shannon.
Thanks so much. The ACT Group is a key part of the Lincoln on the Move program, as these diverse members of the public who are on the committee offer public guidance and differing viewpoints of each project and the positive impact that they will have on Lincoln. The 14 voices of the many constituencies that are at the table are influencing city policy as well as decision making. I believe that this group ensures an equitable outcome for all as we work to provide projects in each quadrant of the city. As detailed in the Lincoln on the Move annual report, criteria for selecting street projects was many. It included the type of work needed, funding availability, weather impacts, traffic needs, state and federal requirements, utility requirements, community impact, neighborhood needs, property access, project coordination, school schedule awareness, bike and pedestrian safety, special event impacts, and the viability of detour routes. That's a lot. I'm excited to be a part of this street investment opportunity and believe the residents of Lincoln will feel a significant improvement in the condition of their streets all across the city. And many people have already mentioned to those of us on the committee that they're seeing that great work being done. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Shannon. We really appreciate what you and the other members have done for our city. And I just want to take a quick moment to honor your former co-chair, Mike DeKalb, who we recently lost and who we miss dearly. Mike was a true servant leader, someone who worked at the planning department for many years, someone who served in an elected capacity as an NRD board member, someone who is on too many community committees to name them all, but he most recently served as co-chair of the ACT in some of his final service to our community. And we're deeply grateful to Mike DeKalb and all he's contributed over the years. And thank you for continuing this work, Shannon, along with the other members. We are deeply grateful for the service you're providing. And now I want to invite our Transportation and Utilities Director, Liz Elliott, to come forward. She's going to speak more about the finances related to Lincoln on the Move. Director Elliott?
Thank you, Mayor. Lincoln continues to grow, and smooth and safe streets are critical to the future of our community. As the mayor said, in year one, Lincoln on the Move street investment collections totaled $13.8 million. In year two, the city estimates that the collections will total $12.6 million. The vast majority of the Lincoln on the Move funds goes directly toward residential and arterial street improvements, along with growth street projects. A small portion of the funds is also dedicated to the Railroad Transportation Safety District for the North 33rd and Cornhusker Highway Railroad Intersection Project to improve safety and traffic flow in that area. That project is currently in the engineering phase. It is important to keep in mind that adjustments to our master list of projects may be needed in the future, to be adjusted in the future due to potential economic impacts of the pandemic. As we look forward to the following years, about 23 additional Lincoln on the Move projects are planned for years 3 through 6 here in Lincoln. LTU is excited about the impact the investment is having and will have across our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Elliott, for your work and your team's work. We're really excited about what's getting accomplished despite all the challenges that our city departments are facing in delivering services. It's really remarkable. And what's also been remarkable is the incredible collaboration that we continue to have with our city council. We can't do this work without them. They've been a big part of the effort to offer Lincoln citizens another option to improve and grow our infrastructure, and we're grateful for their support. Several members of the council are here to offer a few words, and I would like to invite up first Councilman Roy Christensen, followed by Councilman Benny Shobe, to speak a little more about the Lincoln on the Move project.
Thank you, Mayor. Not long ago, the quarter-cent sales tax was narrowly passed at the ballot box. With these results we're talking about today, the public can have increased confidence that we are on the right path. I also think that Lincoln on the Move is an exceptionally important part of our city, and it's important at this time for me to acknowledge that much of this is the responsibility and would not have been possible without the leadership, the negotiating ability, and the willingness to compromise that was demonstrated by Chris Beitler. So thank you, Chris Beitler, for this as part of your legacy. This is a good thing. And now I'll let Benny Shobe have some words.
Thank you, Mayor and Councilman Christensen. And I don't know what to say that hasn't already been said. The thing that concerns me and the thing I'd like to stress is while the pandemic has stifled some of my ability to be out in the community talking with the residents of Lincoln, I still hear from them. And often the thing that I hear is they're concerned about roads and our transportation system. You provided confidence in us by voting for the On the Move funds. And this is our first effort to show you that we are using your funds wisely. The things we're doing in our community are improving roads, improving safety, improving our community. We want to be transparent and hold up our end of the deal and do what we promise for the community. I want to thank you for the opportunity to do that. I'm looking forward to the projects that are on the list. The things the mayor said about the ACT committee and about LTU doing good with the money you entrusted us to use to build roads and streets and improvements. We're going to continue those. And I'd like to thank you for your trust in us, and we will honor our commitment in years forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman Shobe and Councilman Christensen. We are, again, putting more information about Lincoln on the Move and the annual report at our city website, lincoln.ne.gov/streets. So please check it out. We're really excited to be doing this service and this work for our community. And with that, we would be open to questions from the media.
Mayor Riley Johnson from the Journal Star.
Riley.
When you announced the ACT committee, you were hoping to target about 300 blocks of residential streets a year in total. Are we making the mark that are we meeting your expectation?
I think that we are constantly trying to maximize these dollars, and the number of blocks is, I think, on track. We can have Director Elliott come up and share more with you about how they continue to calibrate what we can get done with the resources we have. But we feel like our street infrastructure investment and the road work that we've been able to accomplish, even in this year, has been a real bright light of accomplishment and success in terms of delivering on city surfaces that our residents depend upon. And Director Elliott, do you want to come up and talk more about the blocks?
Riley, we are on track to complete the equivalent of 300 blocks per year. This first year was short because we didn't start our collections in the process until October. But going forward, we do expect to complete the equivalent of 300 blocks and are well on the way of making sure that that is met.
Do you know how close we came? Just curious. And then second, I wanted to clarify something you said earlier, but I'll let you.
I don't have the specific total of what we've completed from October through the end of this construction season, but I will make sure to provide that information to you later this afternoon.
Great. And then earlier you had said that for years 3 through 6? Is it 23 projects a year you guys are anticipating?
For years 3 through 6, let me just double check, I don't want to misstate. We are looking at least 23 projects. Obviously, that depends on our collection amounts and what else we are able to accomplish. So that's what we're estimating, but we'll be able to update that and provide you more information the closer we get through the next few construction seasons.
Sorry, was that a per year or overall, the 23?
That one will be overall, Riley.
Another question, if I may. Obviously, the city announced earlier this summer the hopes to use some gas tax funds, a bond gas tax with gas tax funds. How does the the sales tax trends, how does that interplay with how much the city might need to borrow to sort of reach its project goals? Are we collecting enough to reduce the amount that we would need to bond?
Well, the highway allocation bonding is above and beyond what our goals were for this Lincoln on the Move project. And so we're hoping to just be able to invest even more into our streets above and beyond this program. All right, that I'll turn it back over to the mayor.
Okay, any other questions? All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for some good news. We will let you go back and enjoy the happiest city in America. Thank you.